Alright guys, I don't want to make this video, naturally, because no one likes losing, but I know you're going to find value in it. So we're going to go over two trades today. Both of them were losers. Both of them have a lot of value. So let's get into the recap. What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Not a very happy video today to start us off. I was up a small amount after my first trade earlier this week on phase 2 of the 200K challenge. Came in today swinging a little bit. We're going to go over the two trades I took on NASDAQ. It was a very volatile FOMC Wednesday, so I think there's a lot of value you're going to take from this, not just from the technical stuff that I'm going to show you, but also we're going to discuss the fundamental side as well. But if you're new to the channel, my name is Austin Silver. I post videos about day trading, crypto, indices, Forex, all that stuff, getting funded, that whole process. For those of you that don't know, I was funded. I held a trade over the weekend, ended up losing my funded account, and now I'm in the process of clawing myself back. This time going for a 200K account, just past phase 1 in my previous video that you probably just saw, and now starting off phase 2 here. Like I said, not off to a great start. And mentally, let's just start with this. Like, as you can see here from my review, we're going to go over two trades. But mentally this week, I always know is a tough week to trade. You've got NFP on Friday, FOMC today with the Fed here. Tomorrow is GBP Fed news. We had AUD, Australian dollar Fed news earlier this week. So a lot of news this week. If there was a week that I would just take off, we all say it would be this week. So I don't know when we're going to learn that lesson, but we probably should just be taking off the first week of the month. Anyway, let's talk about these two trades. First was a really good entry. If you take a look, this is a long A1 shift candle, perfect market sentiment line. EMAs are bullish. 800 EMA is on top of the NASDAQ here on the 15-minute chart, so I'm trading up towards that. There is a high of weak resistance zone here in white that's in the way. I knew that that could be an issue, but I wanted to trade towards the zone. I wanted to ride this shift. Now, I added when it pulled back here on the 1 minute. Let me show you. Here on the 1 minute, I took the position here at 6 a.m., added here at about 6:30. It looks really bullish here. Look at the 1 minute market sentiment line, higher lows on the 1 minute. But because I put a big stop in, I don't get a full 1R in this pop. I have the stop and take profit measured out to 2R just about right now. This pop doesn't give me that full 1R, as you can see here in the final picture, as it then comes down and stops me out. So when you look at this, I could have given this a tighter stop, but I'm still learning how to trade indices. This is my first year, really, year and a half, still trading indices and crypto, like just getting into it. And I think I'm learning that before New York Open, you don't have to give it as much of a stop loss. You can give it the more appropriate stop, which would have been here, in which case this move is 2R, and that would have been a trade where my stop loss definitely would have been locked in profit. I definitely would have had some of the trade off. But because I wanted to give it more space to be volatile, but still hold the upshift, I gave it the bigger stop. And again, that might have been foolish pre-market. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. That's one of the big takeaways so far from this trade. As you can see, though, it looked really good. The 1 minute structure was good. I felt, valid there, re-adding to the position to put more risk on, and it popped really nice. It just couldn't hold. I think the first of many mistakes that I made today was here when the high impact USD news came in and the 1 minute market sentiment line gets into the sell zone. I should have gotten some of the trade, if not all of the trade, out right there and just washed. Trading into high impact USD news and trading a USD correlated asset like the NASDAQ is always going to be risky. News came out bad, naturally this comes down. I thought it could hold up, which was kind of stupid. Then if you look at the 15 minute, it shifts down here at about 8:30, somewhere in here. I could have gotten out there. I still stayed in the trade hoping it would come up for me, and it doesn't. It ends up rocking lower right on the open. And naturally, once it's this close to my stop loss and we're going into 9:30 at the stock market open, naturally it's going to stop me out. So that's fine. I mean, look, I could have gotten out of it better. The entry signals were valid. I could have not added. Of course, that's hindsight, though. Like, I liked the idea. I thought it was going to move up today. And it does. It does end the day higher, like a perfect market sentiment does. But it had to pull back way harder. So if we go look, before I show you the second trade, here's how NASDAQ finished up today. Way up, 2.8%. Bitcoin's up. Everything's up today once the FOMC news came out, as you can see. This is where we were long earlier this morning. You can't even see it because it's so... The big move this afternoon is so volatile. But this is where I was long earlier this morning. Then, the second trade, which was stupid, I ended up hitting it with some decent size that cost me. I just bought it here at the 200 EMA. When it bodied the 200, which is a sign that it's probably going to continue lower, bodies through EMAs like that. Excuse me. So, buying it there is just not a trade. It's not an A1, it's not a D1, it's not a D2. And this is why I wanted to talk about this, because I think like people put a lot of pressure on me, and I asked for it by putting myself out there and sharing all of this stuff. And they sometimes judge the systems that we teach as like they judge my trading as a reflection of the systems. But when you look at this and I make stupid trades like this that are not on edge, that is not a reflection of the systems that we teach. It just shows that I'm still a human and I'm still flawed and I still make mistakes 5-6 years into this now. Yeah, so I think you have to really understand that systems can be profitable. Humans are flawed and humans have psychological deep-rooted issues that creep up. This was greed. Buying it here with no signal, I would have been better off selling it. If I would have just sold it there, just following the downshift, I could have caught this whole move to the downside. Instead, I'm buying it. Just stupid. So I'm going to try to refocus myself. I actually started to type out some of the rules I'm going to follow now going into the next couple of days. Never risking more than 1% per day, no more than 1 click per day, no more than 0.5% on any one trade. Just trying to refocus right now and get my mind back in the right place after that stupid trade today. And this comes after, like you guys know from the previous video, some stupid trades in phase 1. And I'm grateful that I passed phase 1. So I can't play around too much here with phase 2. It gets super easy, we all know, to get aggressive and start oversizing and getting overconfident, and that can really lead to a couple of big losses that it's tough to climb out from, especially when you have a time frame that you're trying to get a challenge done in. So, you know, with everything said, there's still positives to this. There's still learning that can be pulled from the bad experience today, and hopefully I can try my best to not repeat mistakes. I never want to promise that I'm not going to make mistakes, because that's ignorant. You know, like to say you're never going to make mistakes as a trader is foolish. We want to limit the mistakes. That's the best thing we can do. Am I going to take losses? Of course, but I can control how big those losses are. So that's kind of where I'm focused now. Just getting back to proper size, proper trade management, proper stop loss placement, things like that. Just trying to get a couple of wins under my belt, and hopefully we can bounce back from this and push forward with phase 2 of the challenge. I've still got plenty of time on this one, so not rushing it at all. I'm going to keep you guys posted with the trades that I take when I have some value to share like this as we go through this challenge, because this one is now 60 days and I'm not going to wait 60 days to post a YouTube video. So I'll just keep you guys posted as we move forward here as I see fit, but make sure you come check out ASFX TV. That's where I'm streaming every day. We had a really good trade this morning on GA that some of the guys were in. I was not. A lot of good value being shared there, and there's a 3-day free trial. So definitely check the link in the description. It's www.asfx.tv. Appreciate you guys always being here. I appreciate the haters that are going to comment and say something stupid. That's fine. That's why I'm doing this. But I appreciate those of you that are following along and trying to learn something from my mistakes. I hope that you are. So make sure you subscribe. Tell me in the comments what you think. Drop a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.